francs again. Here we go. Another trend trading update. Interesting after just 1 week. Last week we were talking as well because we seem to really see some shifts in the forex markets. Now, if you take a look at the long-term time frames over the last 2, 3, 4 years, you don't really have a lot of currency trending very well. You don't have a lot of trend in the euro. You didn't really have all that much going on, at least in the last 1 to 2 years, in the yen. And we were also seeing correction in New Zealand and Australian dollars. And this is kind of coming to an end, it seems. We see a lot of breakouts happening. And I just want to kind of point out again the overall situation in these forex pairs. When we take a look here first at the monthly chart of the euro yen, I already said it last week, we do have a breakout right there. The price was previously going up. It corrected. This did not make a new low compared to this low. So we are assuming initial move of an uptrend going up. We're assuming a correction and now a possibility of going back down. Of going back up, I'm sorry, of picking it up again. Now, in this regard, we do have this fractal breakout here that was taken. It was formed inside the balance zone, and we are now looking at higher prices. Fractal triggered at 124.20, and we're now trading at just below 130. So this is already quite a little bit of movement. And when you take a look into this whole area here, ever since we've overcome the breakout and ever since we are through the balance zone moving averages, we don't really have a whole lot of resistance coming up until we reach this point and over here this point. But until there, we do have another 1,000 to 2,000 pips to go. So let's see if the price can really keep up the momentum and really give us a new uptrend. Last week we were looking at the weekly, and over here you do have multiple fractals there, and another one here, and another one here, that are valuable long entries considering the overall time frame. That's just euro yen. Let's take a look at another forex market. Again, featuring the euro, we have the euro Swiss franc. When we take a look at the euro Swiss franc, what we see is this Swiss National Bank quitting or I don't know how you say that in English. Not binding their currency value to the euro anymore. Prices dropping as a so-called free market is back. And ever since this huge drop from 120 down to 0.98, we have been hovering around in this huge side move here that has been going on. And it hasn't been until a couple of weeks back, right here, where we have a breakout triggered in a new trend direction. Now, after the market comes down here like this, you do have the possibility in this area, after the bounce back, that when fractals are taken, the market continues down. Now, this didn't happen in the euro Swiss franc. What happened instead was a major correction going on. Now, after this major correction, you do get a trend. The question is, will it be continued simply like in this scenario to the downside, or will you see a turnaround? Now, as the market hits its continuous sell fractals, for example, right there, or even here already, and then here in this area as well, you do sell this market, but as you can see, no momentum down here as well, no momentum picking up, no new lows. The downtrend doesn't seem to really be continued. You don't know that at this point here, but when the market turns and when the market gives you the fractals on the upside, where previously there have been no fractals hit that have been formed on the upside, you do want to take a look at them, and you do want to find out if the market is able to turn around here and establish a new move in a new direction. And we have the first fractal being triggered. It's profitable so far, and we have the second one being triggered this week. So euro Swiss franc in this regard, also a possibility for a new movement in the new direction, especially when you take a look at the monthly chart, which is our overall time frame. You can see that there are fractals as well in here. If you don't know what fractals are, by the way, you want to watch my new video, Indicators Explained, and then the Trend Following Approach Explained video, so you really get a grasp on what fractals really are. Now, as they are formed here above the red line and also hit above the red line, once the price gets there, we do have the possibility for some momentum picking up to the upside, especially as you can see here, there is divergence in this market as well with a major correction in between. So we could possibly be setting up for a new movement in the Euro Swiss franc as well. Now, yen related, mentioned last week, Australian yen. Not the most popular forex pair, but we don't really care about stuff like that. What we care is markets that move. That's what we care about. And in the Australian yen, what you can observe is purely technically speaking, you do have this huge support zone here marked by numerous fractals, and here you have price sitting right on that level, not able to make new lows. So therefore, what you want to watch out for is a fractal into the new trend direction. Market moving through away from the old lows through the balance zone, giving you the fractal, correcting here at this point, but never ever going as low as it corrected here, and then the possibility for this market to continue higher. So the Australian compared to the yen, also quite a nice setup here on the monthly, and on the weekly daily chart you of course find entries via fractals just as well, and a little bit sooner too. Same is true here for the New Zealand yen. Here's your fractal. Prices are bullish. We do seem to be moving out to the upside. Let's buy this and let's calculate our risk, of course. Now, these are here some of the yen pairs, some euro pairs were in there as well, where we do see a little bit of a shift where something could get going. Just to remind you now, US dollar Canadian does look pretty bearish on the lower time frames, weekly and dailies. On the higher time frame, though, we are trading into the balance zone, so no trend. There can be no trend expected when the market is in the middle of the balance zone. After this huge up move, guess what it's going to do? It's going to give you some sort of a correction, but it's not going to have come up just to come down and to come up and to come down. That's not how markets work. There is a natural behavior in markets. Things take time, just like the seasons do, and there's no way or no use in pressuring the market. So let's take this short, or you could have taken this short, but let yourself be reminded that there is not really a chance for a huge move to the downside. There is a much higher chance for this low here to be touched, to go up, to go down, to go up, to go down, before the market is really able to give us breakout levels, which are then broken either to the upside or to the downside. We don't know yet. So be careful in the US dollar Canadian at that point. Interesting. Metals. We have silver for the week here with quite some crazy candles appearing. Now let's take a look at the overall situation again. So far we have said uptrend, and the uptrend is corrected here. We are looking at, just like we were talking about, New Zealand dollar, New Zealand yen and Australian yen, for an initial move through the balance zone, moving averages for a breakout, and then we wait for the price to come higher and to hit the breakout. Now, at this point here, the price should not go lower than it did here in this area, because if it does, then this here was not the initial move that gives us the first breakout for a fresh trend to continue. Instead, what we see then, if these lows are broken, is a breakout to the downside, and then we don't know where the price could finish off. It could establish a whole new trend to the downside. It could give us a divergence in here, just slightly making a lower low. We don't know yet. Now, in silver, though, when we look at this situation here, we are really 50-50. We don't know if the breakout here will be taken or if the trend will be continued down. So we want to take, at some point at least, positions both ways. This here is the initial up move from the monthly chart, and this is the correction going on. Now, we did buy the market here. We got stopped out here because it didn't get going, this upside breakout. Now, we have silver coming through the 1550 level, and quite drastically as well. Now, this was only a 10-minute spike. on the overnight market, but still we do have a close just around this breakout level of 1550, 57 here is the close for the week. I do not see too much of a bullish action here at the end of the week. Now we do have this wick here right there, but still the body of the candle here is just as big as the wick down here. So that would mean we do have a 50-50 situation. We have not yet any decision in this market who's going to win that fight, who's going to take the market down further or take it up further. Um, After this has been taken, I am short. I'm expecting new lows here since this breakout was taken. Last week was such a nice bounce. If you don't see the market reacting to something like that, you're probably, after the breakout has been hit here, looking at lower prices. Now, how low, how much momentum? Again, we have no idea. We're just following the present. We don't know where the market is going to take us. Now, gold is the same situation. We were taking it long. Here we get stopped out in this area. Now the market has come short and we are looking to sell. Last low was right there. Let's see if we can really reach that or if we're going to stop here, because still the overall situation, the theory that we have about it is true, which is uptrend, correcting, initial move to the upside, giving you the fractal, breakout formed, and now you take it higher. Now, if the market breaks through these levels here, we are expecting it to see the old lows. We don't know if there will be divergence here or if the market is just going to drop. We don't know. We want to follow it. So no matter what it does, we're just going to be there. And then we're just going to trade it. Now, quite some shifts going on in my opinion here. If metals are breaking lower, then this would negate the theory that we had so far. That would be a change for us. We are taking them short now with small positions. We have euro pairs coming. We have some developments in the yen as well. And of course, indices are still interesting, even though we're not looking at them this week, since nothing really happened. They just bounced off the balance zone moving average. Not even the long term, but the short term one, they're still bullish, even though they have been correcting for quite some time. But on the long term, we are holding the trend and we're holding on to it. And the more people that are coming out being short and claiming the top, the more we want to be long. And the sentiment indicators on some of the brokers really show you how bearish people are regarding the stock market, and we are not bearish at all. We are just following week by week by week, and right now we have no reason to exit longs. That's very important for me. Now, hopefully that was helpful again. Post some comments if you have them, questions as well, and I'll see you soon.